The kids that we have today it's a new breed of child right now. This is a very need for this program to have people who've walked the same walk that they've walked.
All right, last but not least, we have Mr. Torrey. He's from WCS. He's one of our gang reduction counselors. You know, he talks to the youth about gangs and what he's been through and his experiences to keep them off the streets and keep them out of trouble. So, and keep their head up and keep their mind strong and growing and to keep us focused, you know, out here. So just give him a warm, wonderful round of applause.
How y'all doing? Hey, Mr. Campbell, come on up here. Inner City Common Council, that's me. Another stands for applauding new opportunities to help each other rise and circles of strength. And when we come together as people, you know what I'm saying, and connect, we can always grow and love each other because the diversity is what's needed to learn, and knowledge is more important than experience. So we teach people to do stuff before they experience it. You know what I'm saying? So if I taught you to not get in trouble, then you should know it, or you can see it. When you see it coming, you can avoid it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a great day. It's beautiful. Sun is out. We're here at the Project Excel weekend event, and I'm just glad to see all these wonderful young people. You don't get to see them all in a positive setting all the time.
Can we call them out? We having a good time. We chilling. The most diverse place in the city of Wisconsin, probably right now, is this block. And I want to commend y'all for coming out and just having a good time. Y'all just having like a big, you know, backyard cookout.
I actually grew up on 11th and Mineral down the street here before the big Latin King indictment. We were one of the most violent neighborhoods in our city at the time.
And for those of you who don't know, I grew up on 15th and Capitol by way of 29th and North Avenue.
I grew up amongst violence, surrounded by it.
My name is Peggy West, and I am the County Supervisor for District 12, and I'm very proud to represent this area, and I actually live on 11th and Scott, which is right up the street from here.
And I grew up in a neighborhood where I couldn't play outside. As soon as the lights went out, we were on the porch or inside the house.
I am from the south side of Milwaukee. I grew up around drugs, violence, gangs, and for myself, I've lived a life of crime and pretty much just tragedy and chaos and destruction, self-destruction, mostly by the choices that I made. But it took a lot of things to make me change, you know, a lot of tragedy, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. I came to a certain point in my life where I said enough was enough.
I grew up here. I grew up with Irene and with Mariano, and I'm very proud to know them. And the reason why I point that out today is because a lot of you sitting here is maybe asking yourselves, well, where do I go from here? Or what do I do with myself?
You know, I started off in gangs years ago. And I really thought that was going to be all I did in my life. But I had people like Mr. Campbell and other people that I met that, you know, inspired me by giving me something to think about when I was sitting in them cells by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it was great that I listened to people like them, or I heard about people like them, and I said one day I'm going to be like them.
When you're out here and you're having this fun time together, I want to make sure that we're laying the foundation in our young people to get an education. We must get an education. And that education don't just mean you got to go to college.
And the reason why I like to tell people that I grew up here and that my friends grew up here and that we all got into trouble is because I want you to know that there is no place that you cannot go. You can do whatever it is that you want to do.
Going through so many things, and I decided to make a change in my life for the better. It's a blessing to be able to make a positive impact, and coming from where I'm from a life of negativity, a life of violence and stuff. And I just want to say to anybody who's listening, anybody out there, that if you think that you can't change, or if you think that it's not possible to have hope, there is hope. If you want there to be hope.
You know what I'm saying? And we try to teach the kids and other people and adults that it's okay to love somebody, and it's okay to appreciate somebody, and it's okay to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because we all want to stand on the block and just be a nobody with some nobodies. But most of us have dreams to be something, but we scared or afraid to walk away and step into something else. But I stepped into something else, and it feels so good.
Some things you never get over, but you learn to get through them.
I've been through a lot of things within my life, and I realized that it is an everyday struggle until you learn not to struggle. And how you learn not to struggle is taking advantage of those resources and those outlets that are provided here today through Project Excel, through WCS. So take advantage of the resources, take advantage of the outlets, take advantage of the support systems that are built here within your community.
We get a lot of referrals from the court systems, and we work with those young people to redirect those talents. We basically kind of leave the punishment up to the law enforcement, and we really work with young people to redirect their talents into positive forms.
So what I do is I take a different approach to helping the community, and that's by helping those that are being released from prison. And we all share the same message that we need to stop the violence in our community, we need to stop the drug activity, we need to stop the gangbanging, because it doesn't help anyone. And if we're going to continue to live in that kind of behavior, we're going to continue to have chaos and disaster and tragedy, and we need to stop that.
That anything that you thought that you can do or anything that you want to do, you can do. And I'm here as proof positive of that. So is Irene, so is Mariano. So please know that if there's anything that you want to do, you have all of the resources necessary, and all you need is just that one person like I was to believe in what you're trying to do, and you can do it.
I'm trying to say, get a skill, get a trade, get an education to get connected. Google me so you know what I'm doing, so you are connected with me, so you can know the resources that I bring to you. That's what an elected official is supposed to do for you.
From two different sides of the street, you know, it shows that we can come together in peace and unity finally at last. There's programs like this that can bring us together, guys like us who are from the street, who've been through the same things but just on different side of towns, and we might even been enemies and had animosity amongst each other. But you know, we've come to a point in our life where we change our lives, you know, for the better to help the youth.
And there's always a way out. There's a lot of community organizations that help, and there's a lot of people that are willing to help.
To allow us to come in and work with different individuals and show them that it's okay to love each other. So with that, I want everybody to remember that it's okay to be an individual and it's okay to love each other. And I'm going to let Mr. Campbell talk.
I'm just happy to be out here for this cause of stopping the violence and just to bring the young people back together. You know, in the Bible it says that we have many teachers, but we don't have many fathers. And sometimes we need to just come out as men. I'm talking to the men that are out here. We need to be out here as men, representing what a man ought to be, what a man ought to look like, so that the young men learn how to pull their pants up and learn that you don't have to have your pants sagging down to your drawers looking like you a little. So we need more men to look over these young men that can show them that if you make a responsibility, take care of that responsibility. And it's time for the men to step up. If the men stepped up, we wouldn't have all this violence, because they'd be raising their daughters to be young women, and they'd be raising their young men to be young men. And when you're doing that, you'll have righteousness, and then we won't have violence. Thank you for your time.
I never received instruction. I was always talked down to, told that I was never going to be anybody, that I was no good, that I was never going to amount to anything. And then I realized that I needed some discipline, that I needed instruction. So I reached out to those teachers, those pastors, those counselors, those directors, those case managers. And I took advantage of every outlet, every resource, every positive outlet that's available today. So today, I encourage you, get involved in your community. See the resources and outlets that are available to you.